Hey besties, welcome or welcome back.
Today's video is part of my Christmas in July series, so let's get crafty. I use these large paint sticks that I got at Lowe's. A package comes of 3 and it's under $2. And I'm actually going to use 6 of them. And then I'm going to use 2 of these smaller little paint stir sticks, a scrap piece of wood that came from something from the Dollar Tree, little pop-up stickers from the Dollar Tree. And then I've got this plaid ribbon and I'm going to use that. I'm not going to use that heart that you see there, but I thought I was at first. And then a Jot Black marker from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use some burnt umber paint from Apple Barrel, some ink paint by Waverly, which is just black, and my Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint. First thing, I'm going to do some painting, get that all done. I'm going to paint 6 of these little pop-up stickers in the ink color. This DIY is inspired by a really cute project I saw on Pinterest and dry them with my heat tool from Amazon. Now I'm going to take my paint stir sticks and I'm going to paint them all with that white paint. I want to cut them first because why paint things you don't need? So what I'm doing is making 2 taller, another 2 a little bit shorter, and then another 2 a little bit shorter than that. And I'm just going to use my little miter box saw from Dollar Tree and cut them. And now I'm going to take the smaller paint stir sticks and I'm going to measure just 2 little rectangles off of that. And that's going to be like the brim of a hat. And so I'm going to cut those with my miter shears from Amazon. The smaller paint sticks are thinner, so I can manage that with miter shears. Now I'm going to take that little scrap piece. I think it was from a pumpkin. It doesn't look like a pumpkin smile. I'm going to cut these 3 little pieces, and those are going to be noses. And I use my miter shears to do that. And I'm going to grab the pumpkin Waverly chalk paint and paint them orange. You probably just figured out we're making snowmen. So I'm going to paint them orange and let them dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and start painting all those stir sticks in the linen white chalk paint. And I'm going to do both sides and the back. I like all of my projects to be finished, and so that's how I do it. And then I'm going to take a brush and just very lightly put some on the top of the nose that looks like maybe snow hit the snowman's nose. I'm going to use a combination of wood glue and hot glue, and I'm going to glue pieces together to make my snowman. So every 2 paint stir sticks, the large ones, are going to be a snowman, and they're 3 different heights, so there you can see them. Now I'm going to take my Waverly ink paint. I'm going to paint just the very top portion because that would be part of their black hat, and I'm going to do that on both sides as well of all 3 pieces. Then I'm going to take some tape just because I want the back side to have a clean line. The front side's going to have these little pieces which are the brim of the hat, and I painted those black as well. And then I will hot glue those right there, some at an angle and some straight on. Now it's time to make our snowmen look like snowmen. So I'm going to take the eyes that I painted black, put 2 on each snowman. And then I'm going to take a little bit of white paint and just kind of make those little white crescents in their eyes. And I made them each a little different so they'd have different personality. I kind of envision this as a family with a mom and dad and a little snowman. Now I'm going to put the noses on with some hot glue. I also used hot glue on the back of those stickers just to make sure they'd stay no matter what. Now I'm going to take that Jot marker. I'm just going to make little happy faces on them. If you like to watch videos when you craft like I do, check out my mega video playlist. And I'm going to take some of my red crimson paint from Waverly and just barely tap on a little bit to make some rosy cheeks on each one. Then I'm going to take my white paint and use a stippling brush and just go over the tops where snow might land when it falls. And they're going to get that on the front and back of their hats. And then I've got these adorable red buffalo check beads I got on Amazon, and I'm going to glue 3 on each one for their little buttons. Aren't they the cutest? I'm going to take my plaid ribbon, tie one around each of their necks, and I'm going to make each one a little bit different length. Like the child will have a medium-sized one, the dad will have a shorter one, and the mom will have a longer one, just to be more fashionable, if you know what I mean. Aren't they cute? Now I need to fill that gap from the top of the paint stick, so I'm using a little bit of scrapbook paper and I'm just going to glue it on and then paint it black and then touch up the snow wherever I need to. And that makes it all just look like one solid piece of wood. But I liked the curves on the sides of the paint sticks because it really made it look like a hat. I'm going to take a little chalk marker from the Dollar Tree and just say, let's get cozy, and just regular printing, nothing fancy. Now I'm going to distress them a little with my burnt umber paint. Just going to dry brush it with a small brush, tap a little bit on very lightly in all of the seams and edges and just a teeny bit in the middle of them. I really like the way that's turning out. Now I need to attach them to each other, so I'm going to use a combination of E6000 and hot glue, and they're going to overlap a little bit. So the dad's going to be in the back, and the mom will be when you're facing him on his left, and the child will be to the right. And I love that because they are getting cozy, just like it says. Now Now, I needed something for them to be in. I wanted them to kind of be in like a little greenery kind of garden snowball thing. So I found this box that had a top. I unscrewed it, took it off, sanded it down, and I painted the whole box in the white linen chalk paint. Then I'm going to get some cardboard that I have from a box of something that I received in the mail, and I'm going to use it for filler because I don't want to fill the whole thing. I'm going to take this little dust mop from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to hot glue it in and over the edges so it looks like snow has fallen and is kind of falling out of it. Then I'm going to put the snowmen in the very back. I left a little gap there for them, and I am going to add some more snow around the back, and that's going to camouflage the staples that I end up using to attach it. And so I'm just going to glue that on there, and then I'm going to take my staple gun and I'm going to staple a couple of staples right into the thickest part, and then I'll put more snow. I've got little battery operated lights from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to attach that, and I'm going to hide the controls under the snow towards the snowman, but you make it so you can reach in and turn it off and on. I'm going to add some cute greenery. I'm going to flock it all, put some little mini pine cones from the Dollar Tree, flock everything because it looks like a snowstorm just happened and it's fallen all over. And then I'm going to take these little mini snowballs, got 2 different sizes, and I'm just going to start gluing them all over, and they've kind of got sparkles in them. They're also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to add them wherever I can and make sure everything looks like snow fell on it. And then I feel like snowballs wouldn't all be the same size, so I'm going to add these little teeny ones all over in little bunches. The last thing I'm going to do is take my burnt umber and distress the box so that it matches. And that is it. This one is done. It's so cute. Super easy DIY. I've got those letters that spell out joy. I think those are gifted to me by a friend. I cut some of those pieces off of that white rag I used for another project, and I had this metal ornament from the Dollar Tree. And literally, I'm going to hot glue these stripes on across the front of the ornament, and then bring them around the back and hot glue and just cut off the ends till they meet, and add some little snow stripes, if you will. Now all that's left to do is glue on our letters, and I'm just using my hot glue for that. And they stick very well to that towel. And after I get the O on, I'm going to put that little snowflake right on the middle, but I'm going to use a Mod Podge to do that because it's just made out of paper. And hot glue is going to make it like kind of bubbly, I think. So I'm going to lay the Mod Podge around the letter O, and then put the snowflake on top, and then touch up the edges to make sure that it stays nice. And that is it for this one. It is done. It's so cute, and it was so easy. You could make this in just a couple of minutes, honestly. It was just a piece of cake. And I hope you really enjoyed it.
My friends, I want to invite you to come with me to a Crafty Cruise getaway with 4 other channels here from YouTube, where you can enjoy beaches and sand and tons of crafting inspiration. This ship has so many amenities that you are going to just have a blast. Plus, you get to connect with other crafters. But here's the thing, space is very limited, so make sure you go to craftycruisegetaway.com to get all the information that you need. Everything is linked down below in the description box.
Some signs from the Dollar Tree, along with some wood I had at home, and also a couple things I got at Family Dollar, but all real cheap. There were some scraps, and then this was something I made a DIY with and then decided not to use it. Those are my miter shears from Amazon. They are easy to use for this kind of wood. If I mention that I got something at Amazon, there will be a link in my description box for my Amazon store, and you can find it there if it's something that you need to. I'm going to take the twine out of this sign because I'm going to be cutting it down into a little, I don't know, almost a square. I'm going to make any cuts that I need right now. And it's always fun using my jigsaw. And now I'm going to paint all the pieces with my linen white Rust-Oleum chalk paint. Once they're done, I'm going to take this little square piece of scrapbook paper and I'm going to put some Mod Podge inside this little box and put it in there, and that's going to be the trunk of our tree. We're making a Merry Christmas tree. I'm also going to put Mod Podge over all the front of the pieces of wood. And then I use my Cricut and I cut out some words. So on the top of the tree it's going to say we. And then on the next plank it's going to say wish. And on this one it's going to say U-A. And then I have the Merry one from Dollar Tree, and then on the bottom one it's going to say Christmas. So it's like a plank tree saying we wish you a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to use combinations of hot glue and E6000 to attach all the pieces, and also some little nails. And then I needed something to secure those little thin pieces together, so I'm using these little beads from the Dollar Tree. They actually work really well with E6000 and hot glue to hold some pieces together. And then we're going to work on some bracing for the back, because this is going to be a lot of stuff and it's kind of tall actually. So we need to make sure, and I'm going to mark the spots where things are going to go. And these are heavier pieces, the Merry and the Christmas plank. So I'm going to use a lot of E6000 on that one and make sure it really sets up, because I don't want this thing to fall apart. I saw an ornament on Pinterest. This was inspired by Pinterest, and I decided to make an actual tree like this instead of just a Christmas ornament. And of course I added my own embellishments to it, and now I'm using some paint stir sticks to reinforce the back and give it more strength, and it'll kind of look like a tree trunk in the center there. And I'm going to do several nails on that, and then I'm also going to paint it white so that everything looks good, even on the front and the back. Now I've got these little stars from the Dollar Tree. I painted them white first, and now I'm going to use my metallic silver from Folk Art. I'm going to hot glue them together. And I'll paint around the edges with the silver. And then I'm going to start bracing some more things on the back, because I feel like it's just a little unstable, and I want to make sure that it fits. So I'm using scrap wood and stir stick pieces to do that, as you can see here, and it really makes for a very strong base. And I'm even going to hammer some of those in, not just hot glue them, if the piece is thick enough to withstand that. And I'm going to take these little beads that I also painted with the silver, and I'm going to put some little some hot glue on the inside and attach two corners or points of the star. And then I'm going to get some skewer sticks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to put those inside with glue, and then I'm going to paint those white and hot glue them to the very top of the tree, and that gives for a really nice stable star at the very top. And here we have a white tree with silver embellishments, and it's very much we wish you a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys like it. Really large sign at the Goodwill, and it says it's 5 o'clock somewhere, which doesn't really fit my style. It's about 37.5 inches by 7.25 inches big, so very large. I cleaned it off, sanded it, and now I'm going to paint it with my White Kills primer. I'm going to do 2.5 coats total. I'm just going to finish placing all of my designs where I want them on the board and measure where the center is, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply them directly to the sign. I just love this piece. This was an inspiration from Pinterest that I saw. I didn't make it the same as the one I saw, but it inspired me to want to create one of my own and add my own spin to it. I just love celebrating the Savior, and the nativity scene is such a beautiful way to do that. And now for the fun part, which is putting them on the board. I love how this came out. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. You are truly a blessing to me. Let me know which one was your favorite today. Don't forget to check out the link for the website about the Crafty Cruise getaway. It's down in my description box below. I know you will have so much fun, and I really hope you will check it out and consider going. I've got another video on the screen that I think you'll really like, so if you click on it, I will see you there. Bye.